we'll do. Oh, I need to
3,
close.
2, 1.
One!
0, -1, -2. Welcome back to the Crypto Factor. Welcome to another weekly show. Welcome to the best, most favorite, awesomest, whatever other word you can think of, cryptopreneurship show out there for cryptopreneurs and aspiring cryptopreneurs alike. Today we have a special guest. We have, aka Don Kryptonium, aka Marcin Mikas, and I'm going to say that because a lot of you know him, but Don,
It's
my
okay.
man Don is here, and we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things. We're going to be talking about crypto bear market strategy. We're going to be talking about Cosmos. We're going to be talking about Luna. We're going to be talking about altcoins to buy, if any. We're going to be talking about the HODL myth, and we are going to have fun. Welcome back, and yeah, let's get started. Don, how are you, man?
I'm absolutely amazing. I'm doing great. I just opened the. Can you hear me? By the way, sorry.
I can hear you properly, man. Everyone can probably hear you as
Okay,
well.
perfect. I'm still setting up. Don Kryptonium is always great. Don Kryptonium always flourish in the bear markets. But I had my moments when I felt rich 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not feeling rich anymore. And in fact, I'm at the starting point, and you can see how rough we are doing because I entered in March 2020, which was the bottom of the bottom, and I'm essentially like break even with the bad decisions. So you can see how bad we are doing, and I think I will not be break even for long. I think I'm actually gonna be, I think I'm gonna be down.
Nice.
But I must.
I think you're gonna be good, man. I think everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna be talking about it today. But by the way, for those of you out there, the way we actually met with Don was actually quite funny. By the way, tell me if you can see the give this video a like that I just put on the screen. I'm not sure if it works when I'm with somebody else or not. I'd really like to know. I think it does. But the way we met with Don is pretty cool. It's pretty funny, and I do suggest you all go check out his channel, Don Kryptomium. It's actually a funny channel. Now it's getting a little bit more serious. There's a lot of good information. I love it, man. I actually listen to him all the time. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about this bear market. So, I guess I was right. I mean, last year, summer, I said end of year, beginning 2022, we're going to see massive bear market or something so big and such a big drop that it's going to look like a bear market. I said on this channel, I said on BitBoy Crypto's channel and around the blockchain. And yeah, it just looks that way, doesn't it?
Honestly, I'm preparing for something much worse, to be honest. Like I'm preparing for like one more big flash crash.
To what
As
price?
now,
Because there's a lot of prices out there. There's a lot of different predictions out there to where we're going to go down. Where are you looking at?
I'm not the prediction guy because for me predictions doesn't work, and we are proven over like again and again. You know, like in this year, we had predictions of the bear market that is gonna extend to Bitcoin 150K because we're sure it's gonna be the same as it was in 2013 and as it was in 2017, and it wasn't exactly the same. It was different because we all believed it will be the same. So that's why I don't really believe in the predictions, but I think this range that is now, like if Bitcoin is at 28K, I view this level the same way I view 10K, like maybe 8K. Like the price was like going sideways in 2018 to 2020 for Bitcoin. It was bouncing up to 10K and going down. So I see this 28K, this range, similar as I view this 10K. So I see it can go probably the lowest to 10K in the flash crash, which would be bouncing back strong up. I don't know if it will go higher, but I think as long as the interest rates are rising, right? As long as we have war, inflation, food shortages, I don't really see the Bitcoin going to like some crazy levels. It could bounce every now and then to 40K and drop. And that's what I see. I see like basically the sideways moves maybe for 2 years. At least that's what I'm prepared for, which also means my altcoins that I hold can get absolutely murdered unless they are developing and innovating and coming with really good applications. What I mean by good applications, some real world use applications, and not Ponzi-nomic applications and copy of the dexes, because this
Right.
doesn't work.
Yeah, I saw your video today, by the way. It's a good video.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
don't
thank
agree
you.
with you.
Okay,
I don't
that's
agree with you. I don't agree with 10K. I don't agree with Richard Hart's 12K. I don't agree with everybody's with this big hedge fund guy. I can't remember his name right now, saying 8K. I'm seeing low 20Ks. I'm seeing low 20Ks, if that. And if there's a drop, a fast drop, like you said, it's going to be to 17K, which is a Fibonacci level. And I don't see. I think 2022K will be the bottom, in my opinion. Sure, we can drop it below it, of course, but that's just me. And my bold statement, my bold prediction, which I made on this channel and on BitBoy Crypto's channel a couple of days ago, on Friday, is that by the end of this summer, end of the year, sorry, after the summer, end of the year, we're going to be back into a bull market. And the price will reflect that bull market early 2023. So even though we're going to turn around, we're going to realize it, because we always confirm after, in long term, in 2023. And that is my view on it, based on different things. I think I'm the only person with this view. I don't think anyone else has the same view as me, but that's what I'm looking at. I also disagree that 90% of cryptocurrencies are going to disappear. It's not time yet. It will happen one day. But they are going to get murdered, of course. They're going to get murdered. And we're going to be talking about a little bit of a crypto bear strategy here in a second. I see a lot of people coming on. I see a lot of... I love this community. I see 25 people watching so far. I see Brahim saying, let's go to the moon. I see Photo Addict. I see Identity Block with a hand gestures, which I just love. It's like, I'm not sure if it's just cool or it's the gangster. Like gangsters always like do these different...
And of course, old and classic When Lambo, which is not happening.
I see Torsten Hamvel. I see Bitcoin Pump It, which is a hidden message because he used the word F. I see Love. I see David Connolly. I see a lot of people here. We're going to be talking and addressing any questions you may have for me or Don. Just put it in the chat and we'll answer. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about crypto bear market strategy here. I'm going to tell you the best way, in my opinion, to go through this bear market. Now, obviously, you can't really time the bottom. Okay, so I'm saying low 20Ks maybe if we break 25K, because I predicted 25K, mid 20K, and bought the 25,800. I put that in the post as well before it happened. So let's see what happens there. But obviously you can't time it. Obviously it never hits exact numbers that you usually predict, at least not in the most part. But what I would be doing now, a lot of people are asking me what altcoins to buy. And I'm saying don't buy altcoins, Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, that's it. And I'll tell you the reason for that, but even though there might be a couple of altcoins that I would buy, and I'm going to tell you these altcoins, I'm going to surprise everyone, by the way. But if you buy Bitcoin, it's kind of not a guarantee, but it's more likely than not that it will come back in the future, even if you were wrong and pass all-time highs, or at least these levels. And even if it doesn't, you won't lose everything, because Bitcoin will probably, compared to other cryptocurrencies, always have some worth. Now, when Bitcoin falls, everything usually falls harder, so you can actually use that Bitcoin to buy the dip, buy altcoins on that dip, and still be exposed in the market. But if I were gonna buy altcoins right now, Don, what altcoins do you think I would buy? Give me 3 guesses. I'm gonna give you 3 guesses. What altcoins would I buy? One altcoin I would buy right now.
Okay. First of all, like I want to say, yeah, I want that. I want to believe that the bottom is low 20K for the Bitcoin, because that's good for me. I went with the dark scenario that if there will be a flash crash, like some tragic news, like kind of some Western country is insolvent. I believe it's not gonna happen maybe, but tragic news of that magnitude, right? And then we have flash crash. Like the thing was, when pandemic started, it meant to be tragic, and we had the massive dump, which was like 60-70% flash crash in Bitcoin, which was even more in the altcoins, right? So 3 altcoins, like I'm I'm not financial advisor, and I'm also the altcoins. I'm going to say I'm not really exposed to them,
No, I'm
but
asking you,
I will.
what altcoins do you think I would buy if I bought any altcoins right now?
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell
Uh,
you, and for what
do we
reason?
count? Do we count Ethereum as the altcoin?
Sure, but I already said I would maybe buy Ethereum in a video, so that's one. So let's leave that one out.
Okay, okay. You would buy Solana. Uh,
Why?
you would buy Solana because Solana has really deep pockets and had backing probably as of now close to 1 billion US dollars.
Okay.
So if some project meant to survive the bear market, that is Solana, because they are deep in the cash assets and the venture capitalists will not let them fall. Other thing, they have really world-class developers. So if innovation will happen, it will happen there because they have money to do it. If not Ethereum, that will be Solana. Although I never held Solana, I don't even like Solana, but I know what's the reality. So if someone would like, Solana is the choice. Like, look, they're not gonna go bankrupt. It's hard to, in the next 2 years, they have money for the next 2 or 3 years to develop, and hopefully something will happen there. So that there is Solana.
So Solana's one.
And this is now difficult because
Well, yeah, because you're guessing what I would buy, so it's very very different what you would buy rather than I would buy, right?
I'm guessing what you would buy. So Polygon.
I already bought some Polygon, but for different reasons. But I wouldn't buy any more right now. I'd wait.
Okay, so I'm wrong here. I was thinking probably like the backup layer 2 solution, right, for the Ethereum.
So I already bought it. So when
Okay.
I bought Bitcoin in 25,800, I can't remember what Polygon was on, but I also bought that.
Avalanche, similar reasons to Solana, deep pockets, not as deep, but
I bought some for a swing trade, but that's not the one I'm looking for. So let me answer. Let me help you out. What I would buy right now, if I was gonna buy altcoins, and I'm not saying this is financial advice, and I'm not saying to buy altcoins right now, but here's what I would buy right now. If I really wanted to buy an altcoin, Solana would be one of them. Not for the only reasons you mentioned, though. There's two more reasons. But I will also buy Cosmos. Why would I buy Cosmos? Let me explain. The reason, and I know you love Cosmos, and you didn't say it.
I didn't say that.
Too late. You can't say anything now.
Because I love it.
No, you can't say anything. But the reason I would buy Cosmos is in my wallet, in my Exodus.io wallet, which is one of the wallets I use, it gives a lot of yield. It gives something like, I can't remember what it is, like 9% or some shit. Maybe it was more. Maybe it's 16%. I think it's 16% right now. Can't remember. But the reason I would buy Cosmos is because if I bought Cosmos now for a swing trade and it goes up and I can sell into Bitcoin or USD if I want to have money in my pocket for a trade, that's a good play. If I miss that and it goes further to the downside, all I have to do is stake it and rebuy at a lower price and go for that swing trade again to break even. Does that make sense? So let me say this one more time. You buy, for example, Cosmos. You buy it for a swing trade, for it to go up. If the markets are going to go up from here, we're going to go up. We're going to have a relief rally at the very least, at some point. So if it goes up and your price was right, your call was right, you take profits. You hold on, and you keep your buy order as a stop loss, mental stop loss, whatever you want to do. But if we go down, I would stake that Cosmos and rebuy the lower price. So either way, I'll be getting yield for a year or two, which would be the amount of time this bear market, in theory, would last. Now, I know I said I called it will start going up after summer, but the difference in price, that's actually going to be worth the difference, going to be in 2023. So why not get some yield on that till then? So that would be something I would buy if I would buy an altcoin. I'm just saying again, if. Now, keep in mind, I also am a swing trader. I have my trading account and I have my HODL account. So I'm in a bit of a unique place compared to other people. I don't just HODL. I think it's stupid just HODLing unless you have a HODL account. Why do I think HODLing is stupid? Because everyone's wrecked right now. Because if you had taken profits, when I told you to take profits, you wouldn't be wrecked right now. So, and you would have powder to buy back at lower prices. Hex as well, when I called the Hex top. I called it. I told everyone to take profits on Hex. And I got a lot of hate from the Hexicans, even though I'm staking Hex. And I have Richard Hart on this channel all the time. And I love Hex. I told you to take profit on Hex. Because everything goes down. Nothing goes up in a straight line, ever. That is my view on a bear market strategy in crypto. A crypto bear market strategy if you were to buy altcoins. Even though I'd prefer just Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, and that's an if. Bitcoin right now would be king. Keeps you exposed in crypto, and you can always buy the dip with Bitcoin, and you have exposure, and you have less drops, if you will, and less pain, if that makes sense.
I want to add to Cosmos. I didn't say it because this is what I'm mainly exposed to. So I was like, I'm going with something different. I shouldn't. To give some more information to the people, do you know that in February, just before the crash, Atom was at over $5? So essentially, we are only like 80% up from there, while it doesn't really matter, while other chains are way up, which could shows you that the Atom really not performing that great. But also what's important, that Atom was born in the bear market long time ago. The initial team broke up, the Cosmoses keep on living, so the survival rate of the Cosmos hub is very high. I don't know if it will stay at $9, $8, or $5, or even go to $3. I don't think it would go lower. This is not really like crazy. It's crazy downside, but people in stocks had worse downsides in the past year.
But it can always go down more, yeah?
And with that, if someone wants to start to average down, starting now, buying some token that is really is not pumped to heavens, this might be a good way. Like buy 9, if it goes to 3, buy more, and that's how you average down. So that could be the good time to start averaging down. But overall, the averaging down on altcoins in the bear market is horrible, and the best way to average down is probably the Bitcoin right now. So that's obvious. Also, if many altcoins will die, Cosmos is essentially a hub, a layer 0. So it doesn't matter if some chains will die, because Cosmos will still alive. So it doesn't rely on anything, essentially. As long as the people building there, this is good. I can answer to someone. I saw people were asking what I'm.
Let the chat wait. Let the chat wait. We'll ask him in a bit. We'll go to the questions in a little bit. I gotta upgrade my Zoom at some point. It says running out of time. Remaining meeting time 10 seconds. Why the hell is it doing that shit?
Oh, you scheduled wrong.
Yeah, I scheduled wrong. Let me.
But yeah, I want to say I averaged down my Atom to like $3 in 2020. I started buying at 5. I ended up at like 130 was the lowest, and I hold it till now. But I wasn't protected from horrible decisions that I make, and I gambled with part of the gains in early 21, which I lost, which is not a great decision. If someone averaged down, just stick to your guts, essentially. But I'm coming from different world than Paul, actually. I'm the sucker holder, so I'm still holding, right? So it's I'm not the greatest investor, and the yield is okay. It's like the inflation now is like inflation of Cosmos is at 7%, but there is not so high bonded ratio, so you can get 17% rewards daily, which is over twice of the inflation of Atom, which is not too bad, right?
In about 8 minutes, I'm either gonna have to upgrade Zoom or start another meeting, but it's fine. Everyone will be here. We won't have to stop. We'll just do it again.
Oh yeah, I see the time is going down.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It just shows like it's an upgrade to Pro, and I'm not sure if I want to like start trying to find my credit card and everything right now online.
Can I ask you, because you said you believe the bull run will start the end of this year, and I wonder, how do you?
I think we're gonna bottom into this after the summer.
Okay, bottom, and then you see the bull run. So
I see the bull run in 2023.
Okay, this is pretty cool because essentially you don't believe in 4-year cycle, which is still
I think it's going to be
the
different this
legend.
time.
Okay, in that I think it could be, but I want to ask why 2023, right? We have a rising interest rates,
Yep.
which I believe we will increase them so high. In Poland, for example, they're already so high. The people who took mortgage are fucked, and they will be in worst position.
Mm-hmm.
And now inflation is at over 10% in Poland. I think it's over 12, in
Yeah.
fact. But I think as they will increase at the end of the year, I think the inflation might crash to close to zero.
Mm-hmm.
Like many people wouldn't believe that, but I think it will happen, and we get massive slowdown in economy. So, what will fuel the bull run? Like it's like what would fuel that? Like if economy will stagnate,
When
people
was the
maybe will
top of
not have
Bitcoin?
67, 9, 67, 9K,
No,
67K,
where?
somewhere
What
around.
was the date?
uh, Was it May
April.
2021? April, yeah.
April. What do we have now?
Oh, it's a year past, and I'm still holding. Okay.
See, most people are calculating the top of the market in November.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calculating it in April. Now, granted, we went up again, and what we're doing is we're forming a long-term cup and handle. Western technicals, right? Not Eastern. So we have a long-term cup and handle, and we go back up. That's the way I see it. That's just one of the indications I have. The second indication is being a contrarian. It's the least. It's the least. No one's talking about it. No one's saying this. Third of all, black swan events happen reverse as well. There's black swan events that can, do you think, like maybe, well, maybe, I don't like saying maybes, but like a black swan event right now would be Ukraine and Russia making peace. It's just that positiveness alone, right? As for interest rates, you think they're going to go up, or do you think they're going to go down? Because the more you raise interest rates, you also make money saving in the bank, right? So people don't invest in tech and so on and stuff like that. But this is not the first time we have a problem in the economy. Don't forget, markets and economy is two different things, by the way. You can have a thriving market and a fucked up economy, and vice versa. And it's happened before. During the war, when the war started, we went up. So it's never, just look at charts. Forget everything else is noise, right? So
I want to. Sorry that I'm chiming in. I remember when they pulled down the interest rates to zero when the pandemic started.
Oh yeah, went up.
And the general opinion was, and that include probably Roll Paul, a lot of like experts, they were saying the interest rates will never go back up. We will stick to zero interest rates,
Yep.
similar to Japan, and we will struggle with deflation similar as Japan struggle. That was the main rhetoric across the media and everyone. So yeah, you got the point. And suddenly we are like, hey, the interest rates are so high, what to do? Different world.
People will still invest, dude. Like people will still invest, people will still diversify, especially if cash is going worthless. What's going to go up? Gold and Bitcoin. I don't know about the other cryptocurrencies, but I really do believe the digital gold narrative on Bitcoin. So if I see the dollar going down, euro going down, everything going down, I'm going to want to hedge. I'm going to want to hedge in Bitcoin. I'm going to want to hedge in gold, which I already am. I'm going to want to hedge in other precious metals, and I'm going to want to have cash as well, right? So there might be a stock market crash. We already got a little bit of uncorrelation, but we'll see if that confirms. But that does not stop the narrative. And it does not mean that there won't be another bull run. And this, of course, will be reflected later on. Now, there's a chance that everything goes to shit, we get into a third world war, and yeah, everything doesn't really matter. Sure, of course, black swan events, but I can't base my life around that. I can only worry about what I can control or what I see. As stoicism, you can only worry about what you can control, right? So if somebody nukes somebody, it's beyond my control. Can't do anything about it, right? So yeah, that's the way I see it. Let's look at the chat. By the way, what happens if this timer runs out? Does this Zoom like blow up or something? Like, or does it just stop?
I don't know.
We'll find out. So, if
maybe
you're
people know.
watching right now and this timer runs out and you see like my computer screen, hopefully I have no porn behind it, then just wait and we'll get Marcin back. I'll send him another link and we'll get him back or something, and we'll continue this. Let's answer some questions. I like taking them all in the order here. Hi to everyone, by the way. I love you all. Oh, before I continue, really important announcement. Check this out. Marcin, I'll tell you what. Don, I'll tell you when we're right back. 1 second.
Hey guys, I'm Briefit Dance. Remember, Paul is not a financial advisor, but he is good looking. Also, this is not financial advice. Please subscribe down below and check out my channel at Briefit Dance.
Who has recorded this?
Had to get that in there. So let's continue.
Who was it?
Sorry?
Who was it?
That was Briefit Dance.
I don't know her.
Michael Saylor, man. Come on, the Bull 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 song. Bull Bull Bull. She made one about me as well. It's really cool.
Send me over.
So what?
I'm living on different. Send me over.
Okay.
I'm living on different planet. You know, I'm like a Sigma. I'm not internet simp, in fact. You know?
Wake up the Factor fam out there. Someone wake up the Factor fam out there. Click that like button. Click it for me. Click it for Don. Click it for Briefit Dance. I bet you want to click it for Briefit Dance. Click that like button.
40 people watching, only 23 likes. What is this? You're disappointing your mother. Are you there? Oh, we lost. Yeah.
Please give me buying price of Ethereum. Bitcoin pump it. I'd wait right now, but I'm saying if we have further downside, I definitely see Ethereum in the $1,000 to $1,500 range. Can we go down below that to 800? Yes, we can. I'm not gonna guess on that. I only chart Bitcoin in bear markets, by the way, in bull markets, and everything else will just amplify what Bitcoin does.
Can it go lower than that? Yes, it can. The Ethereum went over 90%, 95%, nearly 95% down from the previous bull market. I don't know if it would happen now, but going below 500 is okay, I guess.
Identity Block says Solana holds the record for most crashes without 99% dump. Very true. All the Bybit shillers are in Monaco for the Grand Prix. I think Bybit pays very well. They do pay very well, and I do have an offer, and I did have an affiliate link with them, and I still do, I think, on my website. I can't remember, but I don't like shilling leverage, so I don't really talk about... I don't like talk about sponsors much unless it's a paid review or interview, basically. I keep on forgetting. I keep on forgetting most of the time.
The top 3 referrals on Bybit, I think, made 8 to 9 digits a month. I think it was this.
Oh, that's what happens. All right. New meeting here real quick. Let me just get Don back here. Let's get Don back here a second. Give me a second here. How do I do this? Crazy. I told you guys it's gonna happen. I told you guys it's gonna happen. Give me a second. So that's what happens when the timer runs out of Zoom. I always wondered what happens. Now I know. Now you know. There you go. And he should be back any minute now. And let's go back to the chat and see what's happening. I mean, Ethereum, AVAX, Algo, AXS, and Atom and Dot. Nice. Let's admit. Don. Boom! He's back. Right there you go. Zaid says Algo is literally a government cuck coin. If you're talking about Algorand, just know that a lot of very, very big projects and reputable projects are built on Algorand, Exodus.io wallet included. Would you rather buy Solana or Ethereum Classic for long-term crypto? I would not touch Ethereum Classic with a 10-put. It's basically a meme coin that just exists. All the innovation, all the development is on Ethereum. Ethereum Classic is just like Luna Classic. Or actually, no, it's a bit better than that. But anyway, it's still a meme coin.
Am I in?
Yeah, you're in, dude. You're talking.
Cool.
You're looking
Cool.
good, man. Welcome back, Don.
I know. Thank you.
Ron says
You're
never
looking
invest
great
in
too.
meme tokens, right? Wrong. Yes, you can invest in meme tokens. We were investing in meme tokens, but you do that in a hype bull run. You do that in a bull trend. You do not do it right now. By the way, we have a guest here. There you go. We have a guest. He just came in. He always just does that. He barges in.
I want to get a puppy. By the way, bro, I'm married. You know that?
Yes, congratulations on your marriage, by the way. Forgot to
Yeah,
tell you.
I'm married. I just sorry, we didn't get chance to talk. I just put this ring
I
down
said
just to
congratulations.
talk.
I saw you had the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
man.
you did. You actually did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a married guy. I'm saying this because we plan to get a puppy maybe when she moved to Poland. Now she went back
Nice.
to Hong Kong.
She's moving to
maybe.
Poland. I guess I can come see you guys at some point.
We thinking to live in Warsaw, every time we see Warsaw, we like it more and more. And I live in a small town, but for her, the big city is better choice. So if she can find a job in Warsaw, we're gonna live in Warsaw.
Warsaw, that's where my man Blaze Matai lives, my co-author of the Crypto Factor.
You need to go. You need to go. It's changing so fast.
I've been
I'm
to
really
Warsaw, dude.
impressed.
I lived in Katowice for a while, and I
Yeah, you live in Katowice. I'm telling you, if you go to yeah,
I've been
it's
to
all
Warsaw. I've been to different events and like stuff like that, like summits and stuff like that. There, I've been there a couple of times. I've been to Krakow a few times. It's actually beautiful.
I'm telling you, visit now. You will be surprised, but you will feel Warsaw changed within these few years. That's the impression I have, and it's that's why I'm impressed. That's why I think, I could actually live there, because it's becoming more diverse. It's growing bigger, architecture-wise. It's growing in the, multicultural-wise as well. Poland was very homogeneous. Now it's becoming like more heterogeneous, right? Heterogeneous. Now becoming more diverse, which is amazing to see, becoming real city. But sorry with stopping you with questions.
It's fine. Let's go to more questions here, man. Mashur Ali Wani says, also, Paul, can you give some advice on CRO, as I am already DCAing it because I'm whitelisted. Another project that will require CRO is worth... Look, CRO is great, exchange coins are great, but you have to understand that they're also in danger, because with regulations and stuff that are going to come out, we don't know how this is going to affect exchange coins. And I'm very wary always when somebody says, exchange coins are the safest ones, you should invest in it. I'm always cautious. Now, I'm not saying that something bad's going to happen. What I am going to say is, don't bet the farm on it. Like try to, be diversified. And when I say diversified, let me make this clear. Diversification is not being on 5 shit coins, 5 medium coins, Bitcoin. That's not diversifying at all. All influencers that tell you to be diversified in crypto for safety and for potential, just please just stop. If cryptocurrency is a sector, if you are in cryptocurrency, I don't care if you have 10 coins or 100, you're not diversified. If you are in stocks, in tech stocks, if you have 10 different stocks, it does not matter, you're not diversified. Diversification is stocks, gold, metals, crypto, real estate. That's diversification. Like I don't know where people hear experts speak, and they just totally just fuck up the whole message.
I want to add to this CRO. I would not touch it now. CRO, in the recent months, they removed the yield on the debit cards, which you need to understand. Everyone using crypto debit cards is absolutely useless. Use credit cards and build your credit history is way better. Just pay them on time, because you doing nothing using crypto debit cards. You're essentially spending your crypto, which you probably don't treat as the spending currency, which is a stupid idea to do it. They removed that because they didn't have money. And I was watching Grand Prix today, and I didn't see a single ad of crypto.com, and there was many ads before. I feel the crypto.com might not be in the greatest financial situation. I think they might be changing something, but they were spending too heavily. and they have difficult times ahead. That's my own opinion. Okay.
Maybe, or they just don't know how to do business. Let me explain. So most people, what they do in the bear market, they contract. They stop, and it's not just crypto. This is in all bear markets. They contract. They stop their ads. They stop spending. They stop doing things, right? So they can contract. So they can keep money to go through the bear market. That's totally wrong. That's the most stupidest thing you can do. What you're supposed to do in the bear market is expand. Because let's put it this way, everyone right now is contracting, which means there's less noise. So if you expand right now, whether it's your branding, your business, whatever, you can get above that noise and take market share once we're back. So if you are a business, if you're an individual, like an influencer, whatever, you're supposed to expand in the bear market. Everyone's contracting. This is why I'm doing more videos now, by the way, right? So I can take market share. Does that make sense? So I think that's what Crypto.com is doing, and I think it's wrong. And I think they should be expanding so they can show confidence and get more market share. And then when the bull market comes back, they'll have more users, and more users will come, and that way they can get more. They can go up and take and maybe surpass other exchanges. That said, maybe they fucked up and they have problems, like Don said, of course. Hey mate, do we need to keep AVAX or sell here? Look, a small trade I made was buying AVAX, and the reason was it's grossly oversold. I'm not saying it's going to go down lower. It can, but I thought AVAX was a good bet here. AVAX and DOTs and coins like that. It looks like they were a bit like more oversold than other cryptocurrencies. And I kept it. I didn't sell it. I might exchange it into Solana or something else later on, but. Look, it all depends how much money we're talking about, how much AVAX we're talking about, what's your risk factor, if you're going to get in lower, what if it goes up? Like, you can't chase the market. So let me explain. I made a video a couple of days ago, and I made another video in the past saying, and I gave fishing as an example. When you trade, when you buy, when you invest, it's like fishing, right? You put the bait, you throw it in, to the level you want to go, and you wait for the fish to come to you. You don't chase the fish trying to fucking hit them with a fucking fishing rod. You just don't do that. You'll never catch anything. All right, you look like a complete moron. That's like chasing FOMO. Well, it's the exact same chasing fear, right? So just like you're supposed to wait for your price to come back down to your level to buy, that's how you do it reverse when you're selling. So you wait to come up to your level to sell. Does that make sense if you want to sell? So generally, do not chase markets. Do not chase prices, right? Put your see where you need to buy, what your target is, if you will, and wait. Be patient. If you miss it, you missed it. Does that make sense? Don, what do you think though? What's your view on this?
On AVAX?
Yes.
Because you said you started with AVAX.
Yeah, and I digressed. Yes, you're right. Well, whatever you want to answer.
That it's oversold. I was checking AVAX. I don't really feel it's oversold.
On the swing, not generally. Nothing's oversold in the bear market. Yeah,
okay.
On the swing.
Because I do believe that Avalanche ecosystem is rather small, and I'm not sure if it's worth $7 billion. So that would be my concern. It might be a swing, but as you said, it will be. I expect it to keep falling down, so I wouldn't chase that, to be honest. Yes, and as you said, I wouldn't chase that because I think it will be heading lower. Even if the Bitcoin will go sideways, the Avalanche will head lower. I don't think it's such a strong position like as Solana or so. And I would, to be honest, I would never chase too many of the altcoins.
Yeah.
To be safe, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. I like Cosmos personally, and someone was asking what's my holdings. My biggest is Cosmos Juno, which I'm not recommending because it's much smaller altcoin, and I'm degenerate, which is different. But for common sense, you just choose the ones that build the most applications, because that's what essentially matters. Like I don't think some innovative platforms, even like speaking of Phantom and others, I don't think you should even look at them at this moment, to be honest. I might be wrong, but I think this is too risky, and we don't realize how risky the altcoins are, you know?
So we got Steven saying, here big things for Metis thoughts. I have no idea what it is. I wouldn't be looking at anything in a bear market except Bitcoin and what I mentioned. Naim Nader, with Ethereum 2.0 coming out soon, are layer 2s still going to be relevant, brother? Well, there are layer 2s that are going to be relevant regardless. For example, Polygon is also a layer 1, right? But it's also a layer 2. So if you're going to do that sort of route, I would look at something like that. But at the same time, well, I don't know. Don, what do you think, man?
I think for those hoping that Ethereum 2.0 will solve everything will be very surprised, because you still will have high fees and the network will not be ultra fast as you think. It's not going to happen overnight. So Ethereum 2.0 for most of you will be massive disappointment when you will realize that the fees are still high, and that the fees on other networks, and that include layer 2s, will be lower. So I don't think it's the kill for the layer 2s. I think people still will use them because the fees will still be high on Ethereum, and they will use other chains and the breached assets too. Ethereum 2.0 will,
but people building on Ethereum don't care about the fees. Michael Saylor, this is a very good one. David Connolly, I'm going to answer this one for you. Michael Saylor doesn't care about the price of Bitcoin. Why should we? He is forever buying the top. Because he is a billionaire and you're not. And basically, okay, let's look at time frame. Let's say I want to buy Bitcoin. I have, I don't know, 50,000 euros in life savings. And I put 20, 30K in Bitcoin. I fucking care, because if I want to return in a year or 5 years, I care. And I also, things happen. You might need money for a hospital, which I did. Try to save my dad. Didn't work, but I tried. You might need money for investing. You might need money because, I don't know, you got fined something from taxes or whatever, or something happened and you need money. You're not a multimillionaire. You're not a billionaire, at least not yet. So yes, you do care about buying the price and the price of Bitcoin, because if you are just hodling, you're getting wrecked every 4 years or 3 years. It doesn't really make sense, does it? But if you're buying and selling half and taking profits, getting your money back, then more, and you have the Bitcoin on the side, and that's just compounding over time while you're making money, while you're living off crypto, like I am, right? It just makes a lot more sense. You make a lot more. You have a lot less stress in your life, and it's nice to actually live a little too. You know what I mean? And not just, save all the time. So it really depends on your goals, your age, your economy, your economic factors. What your outlook is. But yeah, like, you should care about price, in my opinion. You really should. That's why I have a trading account and I have my hodling account, right?
I really like what you said. Don't forget about living, because it's very important. Like I hate people saying, "Hey, Buffett, do this." No one likes Buffett anymore, okay? But he outperformed everyone recently. But then Michael Saylor, Michael Saylor do this. He's this rich guy, so I should be like him. No, you shouldn't be like him. You're more likely poor. You don't get rich like this. He has assets. He has personal assets. He's protected. He's well off. If you're not in this position, what you can do, not financial advice, average down and maybe use 50% of your monthly savings put into Bitcoin. Maybe that's the right choice. Don't be stupid doing this, and don't spend too much time on self-improvements and financial freedom, because you will forget about living, and life is essentially for the living.
Don't buy my books. Don't buy my books.
Yeah. Everyone can afford your books now. They are not, but it's like sometimes you need to enjoy the good dinner in life, and it's great, because I wasn't enjoying for a long time, and I went for a trip with my now wife to Vegas. We gambled a little bit. I had a drink. We had great food, and I felt great with myself, even when my crypto was losing, because life is essentially about living. So
and invest in your health. Everybody wants to make more money to be healthy, but no one's doing anything to be healthy. Invest in good food, invest in books, invest in learning, invest in you know, it will come back to you. Does that make sense? Sutwig is saying, what's your top of relief rally in short term? If we have a relief rally, the next support, the next resistance area is about 35 to 36K. We don't know if that's going to hit it. I'm just saying what it is off my head. I'm not going to open up charts right now. Hemamad says, AVEX and Solana are a good choice for now. Well, we just talked about this. Yes and no, and I'm not going to go over it. Just go back to the video later on. We need to move on to more questions. But thank you, and I appreciate you asking these questions. Just the time thing right now.
I wonder if you are okay if I will go to other subject.
Yeah, but we only have 15 minutes.
That's why I wanted, because you mentioned Hex before and you mentioned
Okay,
pools.
wait, before you go there, let me speed answer a whole bunch of questions real quick, and then we can go there, okay? Are low caps altcoins with utility too risky right now? Yes, they are. In your opinion, which bear market low is more likely? Bitcoin 15K, Ethereum 750, or Sol 25? Don't know. I'm looking at Bitcoin 20K, 17K with a drop that's going to rebound fast. Paul, what do you think about Bitcoin bottom is? I think the Bitcoin bottom is around 20 to 22K, but I could be off for a few $1,000s. Guys, bought some alts last month and I'm down like 50% on them. Would be a good idea to take my loss on them and buy it. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. When I say I'm not a financial advisor, what I mean is I don't know your history, don't know your finances. I don't know how old you are. I don't know how long you have to live. I don't know if you have a girlfriend that spends all your money like I do. I just don't know. So I cannot give financial advice for the simple reason I don't know your situation, and that's why I say I'm not a financial advisor. Not that I can get in trouble. I can't, because I'm in Europe, not in the USA. Everyone's saying I'm not a financial advisor, I'm scared shitless, and everyone thinks they have to say that so they don't get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble regardless. The only reason we say we're not a financial advisor is because, guess what? I'm not a financial advisor and I don't know your situation. Right? Let's move on. I think you will forget AVAX, but for Solana, strong enough to go up sooner or later, start to collect or not. Again, you can buy a little bit if you want on the way down. Just be very careful. Don't dive in with both feet. But right now, I'd only be looking at Bitcoin. And if I would buy Solana, I would make sure I would stake it if it does go down. And that way I can have a chance for it to go back up. Even though it doesn't give as much as Cosmos, doesn't matter. Same philosophy. Ethereum had a reorg on their beacon chain. Yes, they did. Satwik says, I'm a millionaire, but I still care about $100 loss. So I don't agree with what Michael Saylor doesn't care about Bitcoin price. He does care about Bitcoin price. He just keeps on buying and averaging in. But that's also how he gets all his, how can I put this, reputation and business as well. So while he's making money or losing money from Bitcoin, he's also making money from other avenues, if you will. And finally, do you think this bull market lasts the whole year? What bull market? Don't understand. Anyway, now go back.
Bear market for past year.
Tell me what you were asking.
So there was a tweet by Eric Wall. I don't know how to share the screen. I want to bring this up because I know you have a lot of Hexicans. Sometimes when I respond to Hex, they attack me very. Like a lot. They always have excuses. Can I share the screen or no?
Sure, you can now.
Where is it?
How long the bear market will last? The bear market will last. I think it's gonna last until the end of the year. Well, I think the bull market's gonna come back after summer by the end of the year. But this bear market could last a whole year. Price could be reflected in 2023, and then we'll say, oh, there was the bottom, something like that. All right, let's go.
I believe there is some maybe misconceptions about Pulse Chain, and I don't want to really roast the people, but for those who involved, maybe it's good to see this tweet and make up your own mind. So Eric Wald said why Pulse Chain is bad and why it will create a meth supernova. I'm not exactly what it means, but Pulse Chain is one of the most anticipated layer 1 launches in 2022. Most people on Citi don't know a lot about it because they've blocked Richard Hart, but the excitement among the lowest retail levels, bottom feeder YouTube class, is very palpable. So, for example, some people believe this is the risk I was talking about, negating when I said I will just hold USDC, and people believe they will be able to fork USDC, for example, to Pulse Chain, but they don't understand that possibly USDC will not recognize Pulse USDC because of liquidity issues and how stable coins work. Just hope you understand why it's a risk to hold USDC. And he goes on, I've literally had an ex-girlfriend text me to ask if her drug dealer friend should put his mother's savings into ICO fork, a Uniswap fork on Pulse chain called Pulse X. Yes, there is already ICO on top of Pulse chain. They are all 100% unregulated. Pulse X raises over 1 billion from retail. Like most Richard Hart inventions, Pulse Chain is an experiment on retardation. Why clone the Ethereum state and use it as starting point for your layer 1 network launch, you ask? Well, in Pulse world, the Pulsicans believe that the ERC20s on Pulse Chain will have value. How is it possible that something like P-Link, Chainlink on Pulse Chain will have value, you ask? If no one is managing the keys or making Oracle updates, every DeFi application will become out of whack. Every AMM pair unbalanced. Around 99.99% of DApps, decentralized applications, will collapse, break, or freeze. This is the picture I most frequently use to describe Pulse Chain. This is what will happen to Ethereum EVM state if it deployed on with no DApp maintenance. It's a dead garbage. Horror story, roller coaster, great.
So is he talking about whatever's going to be on Pulse Chain is going to be garbage, or everything's going to become garbage?
The things on the Pulse chain will have no values, well, but maybe it's good for people. People know what I'm aiming because they don't understand, and they think they tokens they will breach on Pulse will have value.
Well, let me answer.
And I encourage people to think.
It will. Look, here's what's gonna basically. Okay, let me explain what's going on here. Okay. Obviously, things like Chainlink might not have any value because Chainlink has value because it's an oracle to be able to bring off blockchain applications and predictions onto the blockchain for Ethereum, based on Ethereum and so on. Right, fine, good. I believe that a lot will have some. Okay, what is value? Its value is what people give, right? Pulse is. This is what Pulse is. Pulse is a vampire attack. Let me say that again. Pulse is a vampire attack. It's actually quite genius, and it's an experiment that we don't know what's going to happen. Even Richard Hart said this when I talked to him, right? And it can bring a lot. Now, will it have as much value as other coins? I don't think so. Will it have some value? Depends on the users and what they do. But generally, what he's doing is creating his own ecosystem parallel to a blockchain. So he's vampire attacking the blockchain, and he's like making Hex Bitcoin. Pulse would be Ethereum, and then Pulse X would be Uniswap, and everything else falls into place. He's shortcutting a vampire attack on the blockchain, which is quite genius. Now, what will happen with this, if this will work, that's a whole different story. We'll see, right? But me personally, I hold Hex, and I even sacrificed some Pulse. Why? Because I figured it was a good gamble at the time, and I figured it's a good idea too, because, we made a lot of money with Richard Hart. But again, that does not mean you don't take profits. It does not mean it can go wrong. It does not mean a lot of things. But it's actually, we don't know. We do not know. Even Richard Hart, I think, does not know what's going to happen. But I'm very curious to see.
I'm curious if any application will work there. And
some might.
These are the people who are tweeting this are the actual engineers who Richard Hart was asking for help.
Well, yeah. Look, again, like I told you, if I'll give Link as an example, it's an oracle. There's nothing to oracle. I don't know, but
And
will be some coins that will be given value. But will they, or will they all be sold back into Pulse, or I don't know. We don't know.
on top
I'm
on
not
top
saying.
of
I
that,
don't think it's gonna. I don't think. Sorry, give me a second, man. I don't think it's gonna overtake crypto and make everything huge in profit and have the same price. At least not long term. I think it's gonna be less, a lot less. But again, I'm not gonna pretend I know anything here. I don't know. It's an experiment, and I don't think Richard Hart knows either. And I remember he told me that he doesn't know. He can speculate what can happen, but we don't know what's gonna happen.
uh, we don't know. We know one thing for certain, that Richard Hart controls 90% of Pulse essentially, because he sacrificed tons of his eggs at the very end, which is another thing that is probably very dangerous. So just wanted to bring this up because maybe there is some hexer is willing to look into the. I will send you this tweet essentially. I
Yeah.
have nothing against Richard Hart, but the hexers are really, really aggressive. You know, Richard Hart
Of course they
recently
are.
he's still tweeting that he called Bitcoin top. And he tweets, if you would have listened to him, you would have made money. We are like 80% wrong, more. 85% from Hextop as of now.
Well, look, on that note, I told people to take profits around the Hex all-time high. I also told people to take profits at the Bitcoin all-time high. It's just that my channel is not as big enough and I'm not as famous enough for that to be talked about. I called the 30K bottom twice. I said we're going to reach all-time highs again from 30K, and we did when everybody was saying we're going to go down lower, and we did. And I even said to take profits at 52K because we're going to go down lower instead of 69K. Okay, I didn't get the top there. And, I even said that we're going to get into a massive bear market. We'll look at it. I made a lot of good calls, but no one talks about it because it's a small channel. Who's the crypto factor? But I disagree. I like Richard Hart, but I disagree with a lot of things with him. And that's fine. If you can disagree. I mean, I could like a girl with a nice big ass. Somebody can prefer tits. It's and everyone, oh, polysexist, woke. Stop. It's all it's okay to disagree with people, right? And it's okay to be wary, and it's okay to question.
Oh shit! I'm still sharing the screen, and
Sorry?
I'm like,
yeah. Why are you sharing the screen, man?
Sorry, shit. I was checking like YouTube and sharing that shit, and it's not a very nice look. I hope I didn't get into anything personal. No, I was.
Oh, I don't know. I'll go back later on and see.
No, I was just checking like Twitter shit. Stupid shit. Yeah.
Anyway, hit the like button right now, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below. Go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell notification button so you don't miss the next video, and also make sure you check out Don Kryptonium's channel on YouTube. It's not linked, but if you put Don Crypto, it'll probably come
Don
out.
Kryptonium, you will find it. And thank you, Paul, for inviting me, because I do believe you are a respectable channel. You grow very fast. Maybe not very fast, but you are very consistent. You are the true Don Kryptonium who embrace masculinity and hustle every day, and this is absolutely great because you are consistent at the growths, and not everyone would invite me. Mere 2,500 subscribers, who many
you
consider
grew fast,
me as a
man.
joke.
You're doing great, dude. I remember when you were like under 500.
Yeah.
I helped you get to your first 1,000.
I do truly appreciate you inviting me for the chat. Probably not many people would agree with me, but I'm happy to share my thoughts with you. So thank you, Paul.
Cool. All right. So thank you for coming by, and thanks everybody. Thank you for coming to the show. I am gonna go to that birthday party before my girlfriend kills me. So so thank you, and we're running out of time anyway because we need to upgrade this stupid Zoom thing. So thank you, and I will see you all.